Hello, dear friends. In times of deception, telling truth is a revolutionary act. Opinion piece, biblical stage, epic landscape, prophetic vision, spectacular setting, hints of final judgment. Quantum money is not digital. Let's start. A biblical scenario is a moment that impacts due to its magnitude or importance. It refers to something grand, impressive, colossal, or charged with drama and significance, due to its epic and solemn tone. These are moments in which something extraordinary and unique happens, leaving a lasting imprint on memory and emotions. According to Mr. Poole, there could be a grand biblical stage that would present itself as a global conflict, but in reality would trigger operations around the world. This would release Jizera funds and begin reconstruction. To implement Jizera's program, they would have to simulate a war scenario and sound the sirens to justify what happened to the entire world. The new quantum system is protected by secret space programs beyond the reach of the cabal. After communications are disabled, John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. would appear. In his view, according to Mr. Poole, 99.5% of cryptocurrencies, including Chinese currencies, would disappear, and only ISO 20022 currencies backed by precious metals would be available. The problem with this prediction is that none of the existing cryptocurrencies that comply with the ISO 20022 standard are backed by gold, while existing gold-backed cryptocurrencies do not comply with the ISO 20022 standard. In other words, currently, not public gold-backed cryptocurrency is related to ISO 20022. Indeed, one of the most popular cryptocurrencies right now, XRP, designed specifically for institutional cross-border payments, also does not comply with the ISO 20022 standard. Only Ripple, its company, meets this standard, but not its cryptocurrency. Investing in XRP in 2025 is considered a high-risk, high-reward bet, but nothing is guaranteed. It's to say high risk or high reward, depending on circumstances. The digital euro would be electronic money issued by the central banks of the euro system, but it has nothing quantum about it. That is, it would be like cash, but in a digital version. It would be an additional electronic payment option to those already existing, thus completing cash and private means of payment. Misunderstandings. To avoid misunderstandings, quantum money is not exactly digital. That is, it is not blockchain, nor does it involve mining, forks, or fees. All validations are instantaneous and immutable, performed using artificial intelligence algorithms. Each money unit has a unique signature and cannot be duplicated, moved anonymously, or deleted. The QFS introduces a quantum currency backed by physical assets such as gold, guaranteeing its value and stability. This approach reduces the possibility of monetary manipulation and the creation of unbacked fiat money, which will help maintain the integrity of the financial system. Geolocation and identification transactions are only processed if the GPS is confirmed by the QFS satellites. This prevents unauthorized remote access and spoofing. It also features photonic encryption with no electricity-based data. Data transfer at the speed of light ensures communication without delays or interference. The QFS currency reset mechanism has a built-in protocol to recalculate all national currencies to an asset-based fair market value. Each country's financial system in the QFS is tied to its own natural and human resources, ensuring no manipulation of globalist override. Countdown. According to Ethan White of Gaystellar, the countdown is on September 1st, a $150 trillion financial operation designed to dismantle the global elite's economic control and return the stolen wealth to its rightful owners, the people, would begin, in his opinion. It sounds too good to be true, but I have no way to validate what is being said here. According to Ethan White, the final phase of a years-long covert operation aimed at exposing and dismantling corrupt infrastructure is underway. The elite uses waves of migration to collapse public systems, bankrupt states, incite violence, and flood the system with exploitable chaos. Then, when the population was exhausted and desperate, they would offer their solution: a centralized digital ID system, a cashless universal basic income for the poor, tied to compliance with rules of conduct, and fully surveilled society under a new world order. But I hope this plan fails. HARP is no longer in the hands of the dark side. After the Alaska summit, the strange atmospheric pulses detected earlier this month disappeared. The White Hats now control the facility, halting weather monitoring operations. Messages. These are not times for war heroes, but for heroes of peace, those who bring light, heal wounds, and guide the world with love. Souls who awaken hope and trust in all hearts, because a new world is emerging, a reality where love replaces fear. Peace silences conflict, and every soul rises to its highest truth and remembers its divinity, according to Keshe. Ticket to Heaven by Jan Castle. Deactivating the minefield of negative emotions, of destructive thoughts that lead to harmful actions, is the greatest and most significant work a human being can undertake today, because the Almighty's matrix is vibrating, dissolving, and you can only vibrate if you have tracked and released the destructive patterns. According to Saratoga Ocean, there is a different energy entering our planet. We are entering a world where our old reference points are rapidly being erased. Once we lose our common ground of social and political references, it will be very difficult to know what direction this world will take. I believe we will see those reference points begin to physically dissolve starting in 2026. Therefore, it's imperative that we create our own personal reference points. A reference point is your personal anchor in the storm, that is, stable data. Dimensional Slippage by Catherine Bill. I'm sick of this dimension, a friend commented. The theater begins to crumble as soon as I regain my attention. The new Earth that calls us is far more intriguing than any of the dramas this old, rickety theater could present. Perhaps it will collapse completely when we finish watching our unresolved traumas and weaknesses repeat themselves endlessly. Or perhaps a solar flare will destroy it. Either way, it will disappear, remembered only as an unpleasant nightmare, swept away by the light of a new day. Pluto is unleashed according to Lauren Howard Coleman. On August 31st, it descends below the Tropic of Capricorn and enters territory outside its solar path, considered Wild West territory, where the usual rules and restrictions do not apply. Pluto escapes the control of his liege lord the Sun and finds itself abandoned to its fate. It will remain in this territory for 10 years. These Plutonic periods outside the boundaries can be very transformative of rebirth and renewal. Pluto outside the boundaries is power unleashed. This goes far beyond our world, according to the Syrian High Council through Celia Wilder. You are about to enter a galactic society, a paradigm shift that opens new possibilities for connection and collaboration throughout the cosmos. This transition signifies a shift away from old ways of being, where those who held power over you exploited humanity as a commodity, reducing individuals to mere resources to be sold and used for their benefit. For humanity to be the guardian of the earth, a profound transformation of consciousness and action is required. This involves not only acknowledging the mistakes of the past, but also actively participating in creating a new and equitable framework that prioritizes the well-being of all living beings. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.